Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Samuel Kaja. And I know my fellow fathers, they are meditating a lot. And at the same time, I want to take this chance to bring your voices in the conversation. You have been listening all along for approximately 3 hours. This is a time that we'd like to hear your voices in the contribution to our conversation today. Because as we said from onset, it's all about we men. Women, we have a lot, and I know that Mr. Mamboga, you have a microphone. I know that you can pass it through to the comfort of where they are seated.
Sure.
So, fathers, kindly, this is your chance. Your thoughts, in case you have any question,
Any reaction?
or you want to share your thoughts, compliment, complain at the same time, all of this, kindly, it's your time, and we have opened that forum for you.
There is one here.
Habari zenyu wazazi. I'm a parent of 2 daughters in this school. Mr. Mburu, naweza sema thanks a lot. Sababu hii shule umeitengeneza to another level. At least you are not greedy enough kutengeneza frats pale hivyo. Kwa hivyo tunaona you are very honorable man. Sasa kuna kitu moja I wanted to tell you. Which mimi nimeona kuna kashida hapo. Kuna positive and negative. Sasa unatuambia tukuje Father's Day. Na tujaona umechoma mbuzi 2 ama 3 pale hivyo. Unajua mwanaume Kikuyu tunasemanga wale wa Kikuyu musieneke. Musikuaga wakati huo. So next time mkituita tutumie hapa alafu shughulikia hapa ama namna gani? Zinapelekana Thanks so much.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I think I want to thank the school and the speakers, and thank you so much for the insights. I have a question. At some point, the speaker wanted to mention about inspiration, and it's like the story didn't get to us very well. And you mentioned how we were inspired to get out of poverty. Tukakula githeri na nini, and you really wanted to work hard and get out of that situation. So how do we inspire these boys? So of course, you mentioned all those things. They have everything. At some point, I attempted to let my boys use a tuk-tuk from Juja to where we live. And the small one literally cried in that tuk-tuk. He couldn't believe the noise that comes from that thing. And I think that's the reality that we are all facing, that these boys, you pick them from the hospital with your car, and from that day they never use these public means and all those other things that they are privileged to have. So how do we inspire them to be what they are designed to be?
Thank you. So I think, thank you so much, the administration, for such a forum. It is very important for men to come together. And this is the beginning of something great. I think the school is on the right way. What I was able to get from our able speaker is a woman can never raise a man. Why? She has never been a man. Tuko pamoja? Whoever, be it my house girl, be it my wife, be it my sister, she can never raise a man because she has never been and she'll never be. So it is our responsibility to be able to raise our boys. And maybe the next conversation should be us listening to the male teachers for them to tell us what challenges are you going through raising our boys. Then as men, we can be able to channel other ways and say, this is the way the Corner Brook is going to raise the boys. Where I went for high school was, our matter was, you come in as a boy, you live as a man. And the teachers were working each and every day to make sure that the male teachers that we live there as men. So thank you so much.
Good afternoon, everyone. Mine is a question to our speaker. There is a point you raised about letting our children be who they are, their identity, the wife be the wife, whatever they want to be. But here you have someone, there's an idea brought about lesbianism and gayism. He is growing up as gay or growing up as a lesbian, and here telling us to let them be. Don't you see there's a conflict already there coming up?
Hi, Andrew is my name. I have two issues. One is to Mr. Kanja. I realized that there is that what you had somewhere in Sagana, which was involving the boys together with their fathers. And I know this is a conversation that has started. How I wish this also now progresses also in those calibers where you can be able to pair the fathers with their sons and the fathers with their daughters. And the other one is with Bwana Kanja. The Mr. Mboro. Now, you know, we don't live in a vacuum. And as long as we are also trying to mend from this perspective, we also have a society that we also need to integrate our children to. How I wish, because you also have CAPTCHA, which is the primary schools and also the private sector on schools, how you can continue this conversation so that now, as we also raising it from this end, it is also consistent in all dimensions. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Yusuf. I'm a parent in this institution. My direct opinion is to Mburu, the school director. Director, today you have talked a lot, very nice to every children we brought you here, but you have not addressed about sports, because our children even know sports, or we need our children to be in sports. I can see you have a swimming pool. I've seen here you have a field of rugby. But our children are young to learn rugby now. But we can have a football. You can have another sports. We can have every other sport, like maybe sketching. Maybe I can advise you made a field of sketching. Another thing is for Kanja. Kanja, you have spoken well about everything, men and men. But you have not said things. Sisi wote ni wanaume, lakini kuna watoto wako hapa, wazazi wao ni wanawake, baba zao hawayupo. So these things you have to think about when you say Father's Day. Who will be the father to the womanless?
My name's Samuel Mturi. I'm a father of 3 girls. So saa zile mnaongea juu ya sons, si tunajikonsole hapa kwa kona. And you know, funny enough, the other day my daughter is in grade 3. Alikuja na nini? Na kakitu nikaa ka note hivi. Ako grade 3. Alikuwa ameandika my crush, ni jina nimesahau. That father is here, the father of that fellow. So huyo jamaa akuwe serious. Yeah, akuwe serious. And I know the fathers who are here, who are fathers were girls. Of course, we've heard what he has said. We will try to see how to apply it to the daughters, because we also have problems bringing them up, because those fathers themselves wako kwa shida, because kama mimi I'm surrounded by girls, kutoka kwa mama yao, msichana wa kazi, group yote ni girls. So tumekusikiza vizuri, and we believe God will help us. But one thing I would want to say, mimi of course I will not, he said that theologian wasiongee sana kuhusu venye alisema. He spoke wisdom, but ilikuwa ina need some few corrections. But men, sisi ndio tunakuanga na shida kubwa ya kuheshimu Mungu, kwa sababu tunajiamini, si ndio? Especially pesa ikiingia, jamaa na Mungu wanatokana. One of the things I've come to learn in life, number 1, conflict ile inakuanga nyumbani. I know there are those fellows wanaongeleshanga watu wanaitwaje wanaitwa counselor, marriage counselors. They speak beautiful things concerning how to live a happy life with your wife so that your children can grow well. Wanaongeanga vitu mzuri, but unapata at the end of the day ile kitu ulisikia inaisha saa zile umekanyaga hiyo mlango. Hiyo story inaishia wapi? Kwa sababu hata kuenda ni bibi aliforce muende ama ni pastor alifanya muende. One of the things I came to learn is that if you are able to pray with your wife na mseme amen pamoja, kwa sababu amen yake itakuwa genuine. Kama wewe ni mkora haizi sema amen. So if you are able to say amen with your wife, trust me, your marriage itasimama vizuri na eventually watoto wenyu wataona, especially now the boys, because now I have to defend my girls. Our vijana wataona marriage, how marriage should work. And therefore when our girls come, because I'm not planning to add any other baby, so sipangi kuwa na boy. When our girls come to your boys, watakuwa responsible fathers. Because right now, I'm wondering whether to get a license ya gun, because sasa nimeona kuna story tutaanza kusumbuana nawe hapa. So fathers, especially the fathers of the boys, start praying with your wives. Sawa. Na hii maneno mingi ya West, unajua kuna hii maneno mingi imekuja ya West that was not there. When my father was bringing me up, ule jamaa alikuwa Simba. So hii mambo soft ya West hii inakuja kuleta complication kwa watoto. So even the child, some of these children, they learn these things from parents. My daughter siku ingine amekuja kwa nyumba, anafanya incantation hizi za witchcraft. So mimi nashangaa, mimi mwenyewe nashangaa, na mtoto mdogo. Apparently she learned it from a child ambaye most probably aliona mamake ama babake akifanya. So some of these things we do is actually what is making the children grow from what they see. So unaweza enda kugonga kijana wako ati kwa sababu sijui ako aje, lakini huyu jamaa amesoma kutoka kwa nani? Most probably ni wewe. Na kama unahepa atasoma kutoka kwa shamba boy, na akikosa huko asome kutoka kwa mabeste yake. So the problem you are dealing with is actually the matter of learning. Ni kusoma amesoma, si kujifunza amejifunza. Na chances are amefunzwa kwa sababu wewe either hukufunzana ama wewe ndio perpetrator of those things. So those are things we need to address. Na baba huyo kijana ambaye barua ilikuja kwangu, tutajuana tu, I think tutajuana wakati wa tukimaliza. Asanteni sana.
That's a good one.
Good evening, Ama good afternoon everybody. Of course it feels good kukua kwa mahali kuna men ama father to a grade 4 and a PP2 or both boys. Mimi niko guilty as charged. There is something Kanja amesema, just remember that the man amesema, let me just contribute. When my grade 4 alikuwa, I think alikuwa grade 1 ama kitu, something of the sort. Sasa there's a neighbor there who was moving in, akachinja mbuzi sana, and we also enjoyed some moratina there. So I was hiyo siku nilienda nyumbani mapema na kulikuwa kuzuri. So the following day my child was telling me, hey daddy, yesterday you were funny. Nikajua we and actually it even made me, I really reflected on everything mpaka nikawacha kubobea. Nikasema I'm never doing this. So it's just an advice to us. Hata kama you enjoy the drink or something of the sort, fanya vile Kanja amesema, piga simu saa 6 wamelala, aya nikujie basi. Because it also you know, when you have it you might do something. I don't know what I did, but you might do some things and become just too funny. I did not be able to. And the other thing, I'm really happy with the school. Unfortunately, I think, is it yesterday but one. Mimi nafanya kazi mbali, so nakujanga weekends. Naishi somewhere in Masto. So juzi someone jumped over kwa my compound, and he was a thief. So usiku kitu saa 6 naona simu inapigwa kuchukua, ni mama watoto walikuwa anapiga simu kuchukua. Kasikia kijana wangu wa grade 4 ananipigia simu, ananiambia daddy, there's a thief here. I have pressed the alarm but I felt so good. Nilikuwa, hey, this guy has become a man. Amesha process, amepress hiyo alarm, amenipigia simu, mama yake anashiva somewhere in the corner, so I was able to act, and I just felt good that this child has just become that kind of man. Actually, nikasema mimi sina haja na akipata sawa. Lakini that was it was just a good thing, and let's encourage these kind of things for our boys, because you know life has very many challenges. We need to equip them more with, you know, what they need to become a man. So I'm really happy for the school, and I hope that really continues. I just had to register that to you men, because it feels good to celebrate another man, okay? So I celebrate my boy as a man. Thank you.
Wow. I like it. What a lovely conversation. For sure, this happens when fathers come together. We can share our challenges, we can share happy time, and so on. I don't want to take much of the time for the interest of time. Allow me to pass my microphone to Mr. Samuel Kaja to respond to some of the inquiries that our fathers have asked for. Karibu sana.
So I'll be very brief because of time. And we were talking with Mr. Boro about this conversation, and I told him it's a very deep one. Within 1 hour, we were dealing with very, very deep issues. This requires a whole day. So I would request maybe in the course of the year, we come here in the morning and we leave in the evening. Do you agree with that? Because we cannot address all the issues. And I want for you to understand, I mentioned to you that this book on parenting, there are some issues I picked, and I would want to read them as they were shared by sons and daughters of some parents wherever, anonymously, for you to understand why we are talking like this before I respond to the questions. On page 25, a girl says this: the cause of my stress is my dad cheating on my mom. I am scared that my mom and my dad will separate because my mom is also cheating, which I have witnessed. I once came home and found my mom in bed with another man. That really broke me, since I thought my parents' marriage was perfect. I thought my parents were Superman and Wonder Woman. But seeing that they don't love each other hurts me a lot, and has caused me to dislike couples. Another one, I found my uncle watching pornography when I was 10 years old. We have been watching it together with him in secret since then. The other one is, for me, allow me to read this. My father beats my mom, which makes me worry about her safety. It stresses me a lot when I'm in school because I'm afraid that I may not find her safe when I return home for holidays. The other one is, my father lives in a place confidential with his family, and he doesn't come to visit me. The last time he visited me was in 2020. He doesn't even call me, and sometimes when I call him, he doesn't answer. It bothers me, and I feel like he doesn't even love me. My dad left my mom and told her not to find another man because of her disability. The second last one, one night in 2016, when I was still a little girl, my parents fought. The following morning, my dad left and told me that he was going somewhere. He would return. Since then, I have never seen my dad come to sleep at our house. He only comes to see us and goes. I just pray that my family will get together again. There are many, but let me conclude with this. Since my birth, my father hasn't been there for us. He is always busy working. On my birthdays, I had mentioned about this, he promises to be there, but then he cancels at last minute. Of course, I would understand if he was going to work, because we can't survive without him working. But he goes to work parties. Honestly, I don't think it is fair. He also treats my mom so badly. I hope that one day he will change and that I'll have a loving father like other children. This one is about discipline, how you and the wife should have common discipline principles. My father believes in a strict bedtime routine. He insists that I go to bed at 8 p.m. every night. My mother is more lenient. When she is in charge, she often allows me to stay up late watching TV or playing games, especially if I beg. And I say I'm tired. I prefer my mother. Why was I reading those? Because that's the reality on the ground. And to answer the questions that were asked, maybe number one, I would give, there's a man who brought the sons to counseling. And this man really inspired me a lot. They cleared one from Strathmore and another one from another university. And the man told me, Mr. Kanja, I will bring those two men. They have no problem. But I want you to work with them till they tell you it's enough. And then I release them to the world. They came for 5 sessions each. And the father never even used to know when we are meeting, because he paid at the end of the sessions. Then after all those sessions, the man calls me to Thika, Blue Post, and he tells me, come and meet me with the mother of the young men, who did not know that they were attending any sessions. And the lady was so shocked, and the man explained everything, and I was given a chance to say, what did you observe with the sons? The same man, and that's why I never shared the identity. The girl was sent away from school because of these behaviors, the lesbianism. He called me and told me, can we meet in town? We met, we talked about the behavior, and then he told me, now I know how to approach the issue. And let me tell you, the 3 sessions the girl came, they came with the father and with the mother to the 3 sessions. And I'm telling you, as we speak, the girl is doing so well in the school that she went. Dear parents, we have to be intentional. I don't know how many of you have ever even attended therapy. When you are going through something, have you ever thought about it yourself being the problem? Sometimes you might think your son is the problem, your wife is the problem, your relatives are the problems, Kube, you are the problem. And the problem may be even a personality issue. Your wife is a choleric, you are also a choleric. The two of you, if you are not aware, you are going to crash. Or maybe you are an introvert and your wife is very expressive. So then you feel like she is choking you with a lot of talking. So sometimes you just need a bit of trigger to be helped. The first issue, how do you inspire these children to get motivated? Expose them to a different kind of life from what they live. For example, when you go to town with them, sometimes you don't have to drive along Kenyatta Avenue. You can use the OTC. You can use Nyamakema. You can use to the Gekoba route. It is a 15 minutes drive. But when your son sees all those people walking, carrying luggages and all that, he is going to ask you, Daddy, how anafanya nini huku? Then a conversation has started, isn't it? Sometimes go to a children's home with your sons. Let them see disabled people. Let them see children who have been left out. Let them see the aged, so that they think there is another kind of life. Sometimes send your son to the supermarket. Give him 2,000. Tell him, can you check what is not in the house? Can you go and buy? Or you leave your son at the car wash to observe what is happening. Mwambie, gari ikimaliza kuoshwa, abia yeye anipigie. Check how they are doing it. Trust you me the lessons you teach your son through those activities. You teach your daughter. Sometimes ask your daughter, what skill do you want to learn? Baking. During the holiday, even if she is in grade whatever, take her to that baking. Let her know something that she needs to know. When we talk about inspiration, expose them to a different kind of challenge. Sometimes use a matatu, even when the car is not bad. You are not suffering, you are teaching them a lesson. One time, a young man was working, he had 2 sons and he was working in Somalia. The mother brought the sons for counseling. Do you know the mother told me, Mr. Kanja, I've never allowed my sons to go to the shop on their own. I fear they will be knocked down by the fast moving matatus. One son was at Pioneer, Form 3, the other one was at Mangu, Form 2. Imagine, they have never been sent anywhere to go and do something. Expose your sons to and your daughters to these particular things. And the other thing is, when they are at home, avoid them being helped in everything. Your daughter leaves a cup there, leaves the sahani there, does this there, and then the house girl is the one saving them. Don't be a helicopter parent, always defending your child, always coming and saving your child, saving your daughter, saving your son. When you come to school, and of course the teacher is the one in a problem, tell the daughter to walk out, make the noise to the teacher, but don't save the daughter in presence of the teacher. That is a helicopter parent. You don't want your children to face any problem. Your girl tells you, at corner broke, I'm being body shamed, mimi daddy stuck your shule, unamtoa hii shule. You have a problem as a parent. Don't do helicopter parenting. At home, why would the house girl clean the innerwears of your girl who is in grade 6? Why? Why would your son who is in grade 7 put the boxer there, the socks there, the handkerchief there, and then you give... We are not saying you don't have money to employ the house girl. You have. But look at this life. What is my son becoming? That is what I would say. The other thing to that parent and all of us, let us expose our children to boredom. Because life is generally boring. If your son and your daughter cannot handle boredom, they are not going to succeed in life. Sisa hii tunasikizana hapa. Not every speaker, including myself, who was interesting, isn't it? But as I was talking, you are listening. Even if it was boring, you are still sticking there. Even when you are watching a game between Man U and another team, no one has scored and you have watched the game for 90 minutes. Motivation, they might score. You see? They might score. But what are we doing? But what are we doing? We are making our children run away from boredom. Mimi nimeboeka. Hata your son is telling you, mimi start kwenda church. Kwa nini? The pastor is boring. The youth pastor is boring. Let the son go to that boring service. So umeenda. Yes. Boredom is part of life. And if your son and your daughter cannot handle boredom, then there's a problem. And how are we helping our children to deal with boredom? Another calamity here. Na hii ni baya kuliko bangi. Mimi hata afadhali ikiwa akili yako imejaa na uwezi weka kitu ingine, toa kitu fulani, usisahau hii. Hii ni baya kuliko bangi. Usiseme mtoto wako havuti bangi. This thing is destroying our children. I'm a counselor. And I can tell you parents, if you want to save your daughters and your sons, please take away personal gadgets. Simu mtoto anasema hii ni yangu, iko na password yake, anaenda kulala nayo, anatumia wakati anataka. I know mnaniuliza, but kwa CBC wanahitaji. No, they don't need a phone. They need the internet. And you can buy a desktop, you can buy a laptop. By the way, a laptop is better than this. A desktop is better than this. Go and buy a very expensive desktop. Put it in the house. Let it have internet. The good thing, they will not abuse it. But when they have their personal phone, they may not be watching pornography. But the time spent on this gadget, can you imagine your son on TikTok? The things you watch there, your son seeing the same. Can you imagine the access? Mimi hata afadhali mtoto ashinde kwa TV the whole day kuliko simu. Kwa nini? TV si yeye anaamua kile kinaletwa. Lakini hii ni yeye anaamua nitaona nini. Parents, if you really care for your sons and daughters, take these gadgets away from them. Otherwise, when they get to the senior school, this is what will kill their dreams. They stop thinking, they stop being creative. Even right now in our national schools, the subjects being performed poorly are mathematics and sciences, unlike during our time. Number two is the issue of moms raising a man. It was commented there. Women can raise men. And some of you here, you are sons of single parents, isn't it? Of single mothers. The issue here is intentionality. Some men are not intentional, and so they are like they are not there. You have a father who is there, but adding no value. The mother does the parenting alone. By the way, even me, part of me is my mother, because she put discipline in us. So you cannot, kwani ukikufa, watoto wako hawatakuwa. Imagine the will. That's why you need to empower their mother to think differently. This conversation we are having here is hapa. Go and take it to the mother.
so that it is a two-way conversation. When you are going for parents' meeting, which are open, I would beseech you men, don't send those ladies. Come with them. Actually, the best scenario is the two of you coming. It's not you coming alone. Because utasikia mambo mingi, bibi ako nyuma. So you are not thinking at the same level. Na sasa ikiwa mnaenda na bibi mazishi Nyeri, Nyandarua, sijui Loitoktok, na ni mazishi ya mtu haujui. It is the father to your colleague. Na unaenda siku mzima. Father anachelewa na bado unagoja mazishi. Lakini mkutano ya shule ya mtoto wako, na haja kosea. It is not a discipline issue. Ni mkutano ya shule. You cannot ask for permission. Why? There is a shortcut. Tuma bibi. Dear, let us save time for our children. The other one is about identity. We talked about positive identity. And as a parent, when we say identity, you should guide your children because you know more than what they know. That's why mkienda sahi Java, wewe utakunywa dawa, mtoto atatisha nini? Soda. Kwa nini? Wewe kuna kitu unajua, yeye hajui. Remember, you are ahead of your child. Today, your child will not agree with you on everything. But then there's a secret here. If your child has never disagreed with you, you are not a good parent. And some of us, we are getting into this habit of being afraid to your daughter and to your son. God does not want afraid for you. He wants you to have the parenting in you. God will not ask you a question about being afraid to your son or your daughter. And let us be real. The principles of parenting are different from the principles of friendship. How friends behave with each other is different. Allow me to ask you this question. Were your parents your friends? Were your parents your friends? Okay. Were they good parents? The answer is yes. But to the first question, the answer was no. You don't need to be afraid to your child. Urafiki iko ndani ya good parenting. But good parenting haiko ndani ya friendship with your child. And we think being close to your child will make your child open up. No, it will make your child manipulate you. Just be a good parent. Be a good parent. Wakati Yesu alipotea na hakuwa amepotea, baba na mama walimwendea. Imagine walimpata kwa kanisa. But as parent, hawakumwambia baki hapo, tumeona uko mahali mzuri, walirudi na yeye. You as a parent, you have to take charge. And don't apologize for the things you have done to your children and they have not worked if you meant well. But then anytime you apologize to your son or your daughter, you become a weak parent if your intention was good. But when your intentions were bad, you can apologize. For example, you have driven so fast and then you have hit another car. That one you can apologize. It is bad thing. But you don't apologize. Umeleta mtoto hapa ukifikiria ni shule mzuri sana. Then mtoto amekwambia mimi sitaki hiyo shule. Walimu si wazuri. Umemhamisha. Then you start apologizing. Oh, my daughter, I'm sorry I took you to Corner Brook. You have a problem. Your intentions were good, isn't it? Don't apologize over everything. It will make you be manipulated. So identity is positive. The other one, very fast, is single parenting. It is what he was talking about. You can be a single father or a single mother. And it is a conversation we need to tie up with co-parenting and blended parenting. Umeoa msichana, akona watoto wawili, amekuzalia wengine wawili. Na umeleta wengine wawili ulikuwa na wao mahali kwingine. So mko na watoto 6 who don't share both parents. That is called blended parenting. And it is okay. But you as a man, you have to take charge and make the children united, harmonized, and synchronized. Hiyo kitu usifanye ikae kama ni siri. Especially when the children are above 12 years. Open up to them. Tell them, huyu ni sister yako, huyu ni brother yako. Introduce them. Blended parenting. But when they are young, don't expose them to that nonsense. They cannot understand. You are going to spoil them. So, co-parenting is also a key area. Sometimes you are going to visit that child, abaye hamuishi na mama yake. Let us have the right way of doing that. It's not about how much time you spend with the child. It's about the quality. Sometimes it's coming for this meeting. Sometimes it's visiting and taking this child out. Sometimes it's buying something for them. Let's not be obsessed into showing the mother that I have to come for the child every time. Then, sometimes be a not a father. Wacha kuendea huyo mtoto hizo wiki mbili. Let the child know you can be busy. And you are not even busy. You cannot say that because unaonaga mtoto every Saturday, you have to go every Saturday. Try to shake the environment of the child so that the child can get used to things being different. To create a situation where, as parents, as fathers, we are so predictable. Remember, we are in the image of God. Is God predictable? No. God is mysterious. Ukiomba kitu sahi kwa Mungu, kuna vitu hata kupea. Na si ati ni vitu baya, lakini hata kupea. Kwa sababu anajua akikupea itakuharibu. Wewe mbona unapea mtoto kila kitu? Sahi mtoto wako grade 3, ushamnunulia simu mpya. Ukinunua yako unampea hiyo ingine uko nayo. Let us be like God, unpredictable. When you get teenagers, sometimes go back to the house. Check what they are doing. Eda kazini, rudi kwa nyumba. You'll be shocked. Don't be too predictable. The other one is the issue of daughters. There is no problem having a daughter, 3 of them. Even our director here, he'll tell you about it, and I know you'll comment. It is okay. The only thing, don't allow yourself to be subdued and you stop being a father and you fall victim of the feminine qualities there. Because wakati uko na all those feminine qualities and we thank God they are good, all of them, then you stop being a challenged father. Unaanza kuwa a weak father. So you need to remember you are still a man even without a boy in the house. The other one is about the issue of pairing fathers and sons. A good thing, but it is not as productive as you as a father today going and implementing what we have said here, what you are thinking, and what you shall learn about being a better father. Why? When you put the father and the son together, you need the son to be of age to understand why the conversation is happening. Otherwise, when you come here with a boy who is 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, they may not conceptualize, why is our mom not here? That's what they will be thinking. You see, when they get to the age of 12 and 13, they start being very inquisitive. Anakuangalia hivi anashangaa, daddy ako na pesa, daddy ni handsome, bora alioa mama kama huyu. You see? Yes, at that age, and they'll never tell you. Or the other way around, the mother is very beautiful, but when they look at you, they cannot tell how you convince the mother to be married by you. And that's why your children, when they see you fighting with the mother, they keep asking the mother, na mbona mamu unakaa huku? Mbona mamu hauendi? Because they think she is still marketable. So we really need to understand these children are growing. And we need to grow with them and evolve with them. The second last thing is about being afraid. As a parent, as a father, as a man, let's run away from fear. Remember St. Joseph walked with courage. That courage helps you to persevere. And the last thing is about the issue of cousins, the issue of neighbors, the issue of these men and girls that we are. Today, most of our girls, the people who they had sex with the first time are their relatives. Most of them. And I'm saying that because I know from my experience as a counselor, from my interaction with the students, be careful with the cousins. Remember, these are cousins, they don't meet often with your children. They met when they were 4 years, now they are 12 years. Those are not related, according to them. Are you together? Be careful of the uncles. Be careful of the house girl. Some of the boys have become, sexually active through the house girls. Be careful of how your wife is dressing in the house. Just because she has done a shower in the evening is not a permission to stay half naked in front of your son. If you only have daughters, it's okay. But for the son, don't allow the mother just to be like that. Like that, I mean, let her not expose anything beyond what is normal. Because the children we are having today, they are perverted. Even you as a father, si kila wakati unakaa na kinyaza kwa nyumba, especially if you have daughters. Sometimes you need to just be a bit moderated. Otherwise, you might think you are helping them, but you are destroying them. Let's try to create that distance. It really helps a lot. Let's build strong men and also strong women. This conversation is not for boys, it's for both boys and girls. And as fathers, we have to do the role for both of them. So because I may not start again, because of time, you'll allow me introduce you to my books, as Bonaboro has said. And then for any other questions, I can give you my contact. So my first book is Fashion for Life. This is a Christian motivational book. In case you want to rejuvenate from that angle, you can get a copy. It's only 700 shillings. The other one is a career book. Those who are in the working, you have a son in college, or someone who is working, or yourself, the career decoder. This one is very, very good for the career matters, and the work-life balance, all those things. The career decoder is also at 700 shillings. The other one is on personal finance management. In case you have some challenges with managing your money, using your money, borrowing, lending, all those things about personal finance management. A copy is 600 shillings. My Money Matters. The other one is meant for if you have a grade 5 and above, up to high school. This one is what I would recommend. The Ultimate Recipe for a Wholesome Student. This book is about having a wholesome student. Both the discipline, character, values, and the skills. And also academically, how can they make it? So this one can really help them. A copy is 500 shillings. The other one is for grade PP1, PP2, and grade 1. It's just a memory boost with about some illustrations to be labeled by them. So I think for PP1, PP2, this one is good for them. A copy is 300. The book that Bonaboro was talking about is this one. It's a 322 pages book. How I wish each one of you can live with a copy here. And in case the ones we have are not enough, please just pay for the book. They will be dropped as early as tomorrow because they are there. It's a book I would wish, as a parent, as a father, you invest in this book. Chapter 6 is on father's influence. I've not written about mother's influence, but father's influence is chapter 6 because it's a conversation. It has that 1 chapters, and it's a book I know can really change the conversation. And if you get it, don't read it alone. Read it with your wife. You can even agree we shall be reading only 1 chapter per week, and it will change the conversation. Intentional parenting, you can get a copy at only 1,000 shillings. Otherwise, thank you so much, and you can have my contact, 0729. Take it. You never know where you need it. As you remove your phones, maybe you are wondering what is my background. I don't like talking about myself a lot before having the talk to avoid bias. So my background, from that father, ulisikia ambaye hajaenda shule. I went to a school, I am wondering if that gentleman was in that school. Give us a boy, we give you a man. St. Mary's Nyeri, and I left there with an airplane during those days. I went to Nairobi University, I pursued statistics. I went back, I pursued my master's there. I've also done CPA. I used to work with Ernest & Young for a number of years. Then I left to start a consultancy firm at Ultimate Excellence Limited, where we do corporate training, counseling, mentorship, and life coaching. I'm a certified life coach and also a registered counseling psychologist. My office is here along Thika Road, up area Homerad. So that is me, and you can always engage, even at a personal level. You can even call, and we see what we can do. So my number is 0729 368 307. 0729 368 307. Thank you so much. God bless you.